Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Finding Your Voice podcast. My name is Michael, and over here to my right is my co host and lovely friend since fourth grade, Ronnie. What's up, Ronnie?
Hi, Michael.
What's with the corporate? Hi, Michael.
Well, I've been doing more corporate speak,
Oh, that's
so
true. You
thereby,
do work in the corporate world.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah. It is another episode, another, another,
Episode 4, guys.
4.
This is episode
This is
4.
crazy. Just to give
Yeah.
you context at home, this is our first episode since launching the podcast. So we're kind of painting the timeline depending on when this is going out. But we launched it. Did we launch it last week or the week before?
We had 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Memorial.
So
No, it was last week.
Yeah.
Memorial weekend.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
And that was terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
I don't know about terrifying.
I was terrified.
I was excited.
Oh God. Well, all of them. I was
Yeah.
terrified, excited, but probably mostly
Maybe because I
terrified.
don't have as big of an audience as you, so
Jeez, oh my
I
gosh.
literally thought no one was gonna watch it on my end, but
Oh my
people
gosh.
watched it.
Oh, wait, but people you knew.
Like people I knew, people in my fucking family in the Philippines.
Did they really?
They watched it, and
Oh my
then
God.
they're
We got world.
and then I wanna touch on this just briefly. Like there's a little bit of crab mentality when it came to it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
another story for another time.
Oh,
but
that's interesting.
yeah,
But now that you have fans all over the world now, let's go.
I guess
Hey, we're
guess.
being watched all over the world. That's insane.
I don't know about all over the world, but probably
As you fix
probably
your hair.
as I fix my hair because it's looking janky right now.
Oh my gosh. No,
don't really-
listen, for those of y'all that are been watching, thank you so much for watching up to now. We appreciate all the support. I think we've been overwhelmed in the best possible way over the feedback that we've been getting from all of y'all on this
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Listen, I was terrified to release it because I mean the reason why you and I decided to make it is because
Yeah.
it was stemmed from my journey of losing my voice and then trying to find creative avenues to feel creatively stimulated, if you will. And it's scary to be vulnerable, right? It's scary to
No,
kind of
of course.
share
Of
parts of
course.
yourself. And so for the last 2 weeks or so, I feel very exposed right now. Like I feel
Yeah.
super naked. Like I feel like people are seeing the real me. And although it's very exciting, it is terrifying because you
Yeah.
can't control how people are going to react,
Yeah. I mean, I kind of relate, but then again, I don't. For me, it was freeing
hmm
to have people hear like
Mhm.
what my experience was and
Mhm.
to hear my voice and to get the feedback that I did where it's like, thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you
Mhm.
for speaking out your truth because it related to them at some level. And yeah, that was kind of freeing. Like it gave me the courage to be more um vocal, to use my voice a lot more, to be
That's
more
good.
confident in like speaking
Yeah.
out in just anything and everything.
Would you say that's why, like, because there was a moment where after we launched it, and I saw you like
Yeah.
in the comment section and being like, "Oh my god, people are commenting,"
Yeah.
and then you were like, "Let's do it. Let's do another episode." Because I honestly, I was like, maybe she needs like time to process, and I wanted to give you that
No.
time because I also was feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So I was a little, I'll be honest with you, a little surprised that you were like, "Let's do another episode," because I didn't think you would jump back at it so fast. So I'm
Well,
really,
it's because like just a few people encouraging.
Mhm.
It's liberating.
yeah,
At least for me, it felt really exciting and liberating. So it's like, all right, why not do another one? Why not do
Mm.
another one of these? Sit here and talk with you, talk
Mhm.
about the topics that matter to us, talk about
Mhm.
our voices, talk
Mhm.
about vulnerability, therapy, everything, and like just be real and honest.
Mm.
It's so rare that people are so real and honest with each other that I felt like this is something we should do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you feel really good about
Yeah.
it. Good. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Because I as much as I wanted this to be something that I could take away for myself in my own journey, I want it to be something for you as well and for all
Yeah.
the viewers at home. So I'm glad that everybody or like there's a lot of people that are resonating with it. People are in the
Yeah.
comment section. Thank y'all so much in the YouTube section and like in even our DMs being like, "Oh my god, you're so vulnerable" and stuff like that is
Yeah.
that's the best part of this job.
Of course. And I
Yeah.
know it's scary to be vulnerable, but I don't know. I find it as a superpower. I find it like the scariest thing to do,
Mm.
and you do it. It's like there's nothing else. There's nothing else that could scare you. There's nothing else that that could instill fear in you.
Right.
You know,
Can
public
you
speaking is like everyone's number one fear, and
Yeah.
we're conquering it here.
Can you recall a moment in your life, whether most recently or even in the past, where you had to be vulnerable and that became a superpower for you? Like, how can you name a moment?
This,
This.
this,
Okay.
this.
Probably the most like scariest.
Well, I wouldn't say it's terrifyingly scary.
Okay.
It was terrifyingly scary, but it got better over time.
Mhm.
Um, Also, it like really helped when I went into my new job and I had to do more presentations. I
Mm,
had to like conduct more like
mhm,
meetings
mhm,
and such. And so noticing how I'm using my voice and just conquering that inner fear of like you suck. Like don't you shouldn't be speaking like that. Oh, you stutter too much. Oh,
mm,
um like your chest is really tight. You're gonna F it all up. Like no one's really paying attention
yeah.
kind of thing. Conquering those thoughts, those fears in every meeting, every presentation, and every interaction, even like interpersonal interaction. Like I'm talking with my manager or my supervisor, or just having one on ones with random people. Like just overcoming this kind of like, I don't know you and I'm not comfortable speaking to you. I don't know what to say. And just saying things.
Mm,
Just getting into conversations, even if they don't make any sense or if it's awkward or uncomfortable. It's just saying, you know, having the vulnerability to express yourself.
yeah.
Like, even though a lot of it's corporate speak, it's like being vulnerable in
Right.
corporate speak, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's good because
Yeah.
I that's amazing, and I'm glad to hear that you're conquering all those
Yeah.
obstacles in the workplace and as well as in life. And I think it's really important to note that like even so when we were growing up, it was not really like celebrated for us to be as expressive. I feel like
Yeah.
as kids
Yeah.
we can literally just be ourselves, but then somewhere along the line, you know, the society factor comes into play and they're like, no, you need to be quiet more or you need to
Yeah.
hold your feelings to yourself. But there's so much in sharing and
Yeah.
being vulnerable, that is so rewarding when you do.
I actually want to counter what you said.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Because as a child, it was, a lot of like the restriction on my voice and how I um operated in terms
Mm,
of using it
mhm,
was very much shut down as a kid.
mhm,
So I was very hyperactive. I was very
mm,
loud.
mm,
I was also very vocal and noisy,
mhm.
according to my teachers and parents and everybody who was like, you know, an adult at that time. So getting in trouble constantly also meant there was a ton of shame around using my voice.
Okay.
A
I
lot
see.
of extreme shame.
Yeah.
And growing up in a Filipino household, like you don't want to be too loud, you don't want to be too expressive, um cuz it's not what is stereotypically okay. It's not
Mhm.
you're not like the obedient child. You're not the good child. You're not the whatchamacallit, the word's not popping into my head, but it will. But yeah, so I had my voice very lessened as a child,
Mm,
and I
okay.
did not use it as much because there was a ton of shame in using it. It spiraled as I grew older, became more of an introvert.
Mm,
I became more embarrassed of my voice because every time I would speak, there'd be stuttering. Every time I would use it in some way, shape, or form, there'd
right.
be looks, there'd be comments, there'd be something that detracted me and belittled me to the point where I
Didn't
didn't
wanna
want to
speak
say
at all.
no, didn't want to
Mhm.
speak at all, didn't want to express myself,
Yeah.
none of that.
Yeah.
I could have been a totally different person if I had the freedom of expression
Right.
as a child to like just be loud and yeah, get in trouble, but like not be as reprimanded as I was.
Right.
Um,
So I can see how
yeah,
this is now liberating, just like
yeah.
based on what you're talking about. Like it's like the total polar opposite
It's healing
of
my
how.
inner child,
Yeah,
essentially.
that's it. Healing
Yeah.
the inner child.
Like
Yeah.
I'm literally looking at my inner child, looking at that 6, 7-year old self of mine
Mm,
and being like, substitute teacher who's super scary. So sorry. Let me give you a hug.
Mm.
You're okay to express yourself.
Now, in the interest of being vulnerable, if we're just
Yeah.
gonna go there, like if little old
Yeah.
young Ronnie was right here in front
My
of you,
little old
your little
self.
old self, young self, what would you tell her right now?
What would I tell her right
Yeah.
now? Like, if she was standing in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
be like, don't worry about whatever other people are saying. Don't worry about, what your mom and dad are saying to you to keep quiet, be good, be obedient. You're doing amazing. You will be doing amazing as you grow older.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're gonna kick ass.
Hey, let's go kick all that ass. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I I love that. There's a part of me that still feels like I am living all those inner child dreams. Not that I didn't get an
Yeah.
opportunity to do that as a kid, but like even now at 32,
Yeah.
going on 33, um, I love expressing and playing, and this is why it was such a devastating thing when I
Mhm.
found out that I wasn't gonna be able to express myself in singing because I
Yeah.
singing is such a way for me to escape and to express in ways that I can't.
Yeah.
So, going back to that previous episode, it just felt like, well, what am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? So
Teach.
yeah, I teach. I know. She's gonna keep you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
keep
keep saying
planting
it.
that.
I'm
It's
gonna
fine. I
keep
was
saying it.
rewatching that episode and I just kept playing it back
And
and
then
over
like
again. You're like,
all
teach.
your friends were like, teach. Yeah, Michael's gotta teach. And
Those
I'm
who
like,
can't do teach. What is it? What is it? There's not like a
I don't know.
saying.
I don't know what that
What
saying
should you
is.
want me to teach? What? Teach you what? Or teach the
I
world
mean,
what?
like, if you had, say, you had one person who really wanted to know how to sing, like,
Okay.
they want your version. They
Listen.
don't want anybody else's version. They want your version of your journey and
Okay.
how you go about things. Like, I think that's incredibly valuable.
Okay.
And not only that, but like acting wise, like, say somebody who doesn't know
Okay.
anything
All right.
to learn from you, like the baby steps of things.
Appreciate it. I'm like half listening.
Oh,
Give me
what's the
this
point of
camera
this?
right here, Solomon.
What's the point of this podcast if you're not listening to me either?
No, because I've been like playing with that idea because I know you're right. So
Yeah.
hi, my name is Michael. Welcome to my master class for whatever the fuck we want to learn about. So if you want to learn how to write songs, DM me. You want to learn how to, be more vulnerable, let me know. If you want to learn how to play guitar, I guess I could do that. I just never saw myself as a teacher, but now that you planted that seed in my head, I'm now thinking about it. So thank
Yeah.
you for that. That's why I didn't mean to be rude to say I'm half listening because I was thinking of the wheels were spinning in my head about like,
Yeah.
okay, what could I do if I wanted to teach?
Just let whatever student who wants to be taught by
Well,
you,
then let me.
just offer it out. Like that's
I'm
it.
offering if anyone wants to join my master class, go.
He won't have a webinar and he won't have $1,000 package at the very end.
No.
Just saying.
We could record the online course right here. Hi, my name is Michael, and welcome to my master class.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
all the agenda points
Can you see yourself teaching?
I can.
Okay, what would you
Yeah.
teach? Hi, my name's
I
Ronnie. My
honestly
master class is
I honestly don't know what I would teach, but I can see myself teaching.
really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I was at my friend Leapy's yesterday,
Uh-huh.
right? She has a 2-year-old son. And I haven't seen him in a while.
Mhm.
So I was really excited to
Mm-hmm.
like hang out with him and like play with him. And at one point he took out this like wooden block like of things where you had the little wooden pieces that go into it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a form set.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I'm taking the piece of the cow. I'm like, what does the cow say? And he goes, "Meow." And I'm like,
That's so aggressive.
he was very aggressive.
Yes. Yes.
And then I was like, all right, what is the color of the cow? And then he's like, white. And I'm like, what else? And he's like, black. And I put it back. And then I take the chicken. And I was like, what does the chicken say? Bakak.
That's so funny.
And so like I didn't know because I was playing with him
That you were essentially teaching.
that I was essentially teaching
Mm.
and having fun with him. So Leapy, like during our girls hangout, was like,
Mhm.
"Hey, dude, you'd be a really great teacher because it's the
Interesting.
way you're interacting with my kid.
Mhm.
It's like I feel like you can interact with any child like that,
Yeah.
and I do sort of the same with my own nieces and nephews. Like I gain their attention and I teach them as best as possible
Mhm.
in the way that they understand things.
That's great.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're a great aunt and a great teacher. That's great. I too like I'm when you're talking about like teaching a kid, I'm thinking about my goddaughter Jovi, who's turning
yeah,
2 this month, by the way. She's my
Ah.
goddaughter. She's so adorable, and she's already speaking
Full sentences?
yeah, an adult. She'd be like, last night she was like doing the thing where she like echoes somebody. So
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh my goodness. She'd be like, oh my goodness, and it's the cutest thing.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. My mom always says that I'd be great with kids. Mom, I'm not having any kids
Yeah.
anytime soon.
Yeah.
Maybe a dog first. But I know that I would be great in that setting because
Mhm.
I like kids definitely kind of flock to me in that way.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's fun. I don't know. Maybe start with kids. So
Why don't we like do a volunteer session and take the viewers with us?
that'd be
Like
cool.
there
Okay.
is a volunteer thing that I had done a while back
Hmm.
called like it's blinking on me, guys.
Okay.
But essentially
We'll
we
sub it in.
we would teach inner city kids to screenwrite
Oh,
and
cool.
produce their own plays.
That might be
And
like another chapter of this Finding Our Voice podcast is where we can
yeah.
talk about like educational outreach and stuff. So that'd be
Yeah, yeah,
helpful.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be fun. Um, but I wanted to on the way here because I knew this episode was going to be about vulnerability. I was watching a lot of Brene Brown clips.
Brene Brown is the
Love
shit.
her.
Love her.
She is the shit. She works it. Her like TED talk about vulnerability, but
And her
then
Netflix special.
and the Netflix special. What is it
Yeah.
called? I
I don't
forget.
know.
I forget. Yeah, we'll sub it in. But and then also she had like a HBO special called, or not HBO Max now. It was called Atlas of the Heart or whatever.
Gotta watch that
I
one.
watched a bit of it, but the way she describes vulnerability as a superpower, but also this idea of showing up to the arena of life.
Yes.
And like she said, and I'm probably paraphrasing this quote, but she said something along the lines of like, if you are not getting your ass handed to you day in and day out, you are not
Mm.
showing up to the arena.
So true.
It's so
I love
true,
it.
right?
Yeah.
And so when moments like obstacles come into
there you go.
oh hello
The call of
to courage. Thank you, Solomon. Which by the way, Solomon, let's give him a round of applause for him. We're back. Better than ever. Yes.
Welcome back.
Brene Brown, The
using
Call to
this
Courage. With humor and
podcast,
empathy,
yeah.
Brene Brown discusses what it takes to choose courage over comfort in a culture defined by scarcity, fear, and uncertainty.
Yeah.
It is so good. You have to watch it, y'all. This is not sponsored anywhere, but Brene Brown, like fantastic. But she was saying like the arena of life. It's so important to show up for yourself.
Yeah.
And I had therapy for the first time in like 3 months on Friday, and my therapist said to me, and I could cry. She was like, "I'm very proud of you," and I'm like, "Oh my
Aw.
god," because I was going through so much, and it was just like the amalgamation of like launching this podcast
Yeah.
and then doing the talent show at work. Like it was
I
so
feel
much.
that. We could talk that.
Oh, we could
talk
talk
about
about
that after, but continue.
Yeah.
with the thought.
So
Yeah.
like I got my ass handed to me day in and day out. Like I've been feeling that, and I feel so vulnerable and exposed, and in that way, I know that I'm showing up to the arena with whatever armor that I have going.
Yeah.
But it's just sad to me that there's a lot of people in this world, and I'm not naming anybody, but they're who are probably not. I guess the way to phrase it is not as willing to show up to the arena of life. They kind of just like wait in the wings. But I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck that, bitch. Like I don't want to. I don't want to stand in the wings. Listen, I'm somebody who likes to be on the stage, obviously, in front of the spotlight.
Mhm.
And now I'm being more inclined to being bold and stepping into the light and sitting in my truth. So
I'm proud of you.
thank you.
Super proud of you.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
I try to be as transparent as possible with
That's good.
like, everybody and everything. It's not easy. Not easy
No.
whatsoever. And in all aspects of my life,
Mhm.
like at work, it's hard to be vulnerable
Mm.
because a lot of it's, a lot of it's corporate speak, a lot of it is corporate
Mhm.
like type relationships and um just very little things. But to be yourself in that respect, to just hold on to your values as a human being,
Mhm.
like and putting things in perspective to where it's not that serious. Everything I do in this job to a point will not kill me
Mhm.
and or, affect me in a way that will ultimately like
Yeah.
transform my life.
Mhm.
Um it allows me to be as transparent as possible.
That's good. I think transparency is
Yeah.
huge, and not just in the
Yes.
workplace, but also in relationships in general,
Yeah,
platonic or
yeah.
romantic. You have to be transparent.
Oh, of course.
Open communication. Those are my standards now.
Mm.
Like coming out of like the last relationship and like the people that have come and go out of my life, I'm
Yeah.
realizing that I now have standards. So I know what I'm not
Okay.
looking for. And now
Okay.
I know what I don't want, which is great
Right.
because before, prior to those relationships and those connections, I didn't know what the fuck I wanted. Like
Yeah.
I was just like, I had shiny toy syndrome and anybody gave me their attention. I was like, hi, oh my God,
Mm.
yes. But now I'm like, no, you have to hit this box. You have to
Yeah.
check that one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I
we have
see that.
standards. That's the growth.
I see that. Yes. Being vulnerable also means being honest with yourself as
Yes.
much as you're honest with
Yeah.
everybody else.
I'm trying to hint at
Yeah.
you going back to the thing that you said we're going to get into. So I'm
Oh
trying to toss it to you.
yeah.
Did you forget?
A little bit because
Okay.
like I didn't know when that part was gonna end.
It's okay. I'm
Whatever
trying to,
that tangent was
I'm your
gonna end.
co-host. We're co-hosts. I'm trying to keep all of us on track. So,
All good.
um,
Yeah, dude. So I
you saw
saw
that?
on Instagram that
Mhm.
you did a performance at work in which there was a full auditorium of people
Oh, fuck yeah.
and they were really like in it. Like phones out with flashlights, everything.
Listen, I
How
was,
vulnerable were you in that moment?
oh, absolutely
Like
exposed.
just going up on stage because that's technically one of your like
Big
first
performances.
big performances on a large auditorium stage
Mhm.
in front of like industry professionals, your coworkers,
Mhm.
and
Yup.
and it's something that you've always dreamed of, yet it's come in a different it's packaged in a different form.
Yeah.
How was that for
You
you?
can already see my body language change because
You're
like
like
I'm already
shaking.
fidgeting. Do you see
You're
this?
like
I'm like playing with my shoelace.
nervous.
Yeah. So there was a work talent show at our quarterly meeting at work, and they had like offered signups just weeks prior, and I
Yeah,
knew I had to do it,
yeah,
and I knew I was
of
going to do
course.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck was I going to sing or how that was going to play out.
Yeah.
But it was only the most like honestly the most like rewarding thing that could have happened
Right,
because
right.
I felt so embraced by everybody there. Like, I mean, I already feel like in a safe place at work, and I love
Yeah,
the people that I work
yeah.
with. Shout out to all the people. What's up, people? But the way they just embraced me and was just like hang on to every word that I was singing,
Yeah,
it was beautiful, and it felt like not felt. I felt validated.
yeah,
My feelings were validated and who I was and like every single essence of me was accepted in that moment. And oh my God, it's amazing to have a whole entire room rooting for you. Fuck
yes,
yeah.
of course.
And then, well, what's funny, and y'all can watch if you haven't already seen it on Instagram. I'll probably post it on a reel or something like that. But if you saw my story, I shared it, and there was a moment like halfway through the song where they started taking out their phones and showing
Yeah,
their
and they
lights on their
started
phone.
doing their lights.
I lost it. I was trying to say it in the story and sing it, but then at one point I just had to be like, "What the fuck? What is happening?"
They
And
were waving their
they're waving
phones.
yeah, it was a very rock star moment. So I literally broke character and said, "I feel like a rock star," but I leaned into that. It was so vulnerable,
Yeah.
and they laughed. It was such a beautiful moment, and yeah, I'll never forget it. It's beautiful. That's the first time I had performed in front of an audience that big. And not only that, it's terrifying because you're performing in front of people you actually know.
Yeah.
And then if you tank and you bomb like completely horrible, you have to see them again the next day
Yeah.
at work. So what happened is when I got back to work the next morning, it was such a huge ego boost. People were like, "Oh my
Yeah.
God, Michael, your voice. Oh my God, if you could have sing, I would have fell in love with you." I was like, "Yo,
Oh.
please!" Like it was so beautiful. But I got to tell you, Ronnie,
Yeah.
I got overwhelmed
I'm sure.
and I shut down at one
Why?
because I was overwhelmed. I was like, first of all, I did that. And then like launching the podcast, I felt so exposed. It's almost kind of like, oh my God, they see all of
Yeah.
me.
You have to open a vein for it to like
Absolutely. But I felt like I was bleeding.
oh
Like through
good.
my God. Good. Yes. No, I know it was good, but then I just got overwhelmed because I'm very empathic and I started feeling everyone's
Mm,
energies and such. And I literally, like halfway through that shift, the morning after, I had to step away and I went to my car, listened to Adele, and like try to cry. I was able to shed like
yeah.
2 tears, but I
Yeah.
couldn't process my emotions, which is what was so frustrating because I couldn't
Right.
figure out what it was feeling. But it turns out I just had to feel whatever it was.
Yeah.
So then when I went to therapy, we got to talk about it more. But I was
I see.
overwhelmed just
I'm
by
sure.
the amount of support and love from that.
Was the overwhelming part of it somehow because it's like you've kind of achieved a dream of yours, and so it's the death of the journey of that dream?
I think it's I don't not too much about that. I think it's just an acknowledgement of like, holy fuck, I still got it.
Yeah.
I still got it. Like there are moments when you're in a recovery period where you have to take a break from something. And taking a break
Yeah.
from singing, terrifying. And like all this work that I've been doing to find my voice
Yeah.
and doing this and like going to therapy and voice therapy, you kind of almost have to think like, I don't know if this is actually is it changing anything? I mean, I feel like things are happening,
Yeah.
but then when you see it validated by a whole fucking audience of 200 plus people, plus your peers and
Yeah.
entertainment
Yeah.
professionals going, holy shit, that's amazing. Oh my God, it feels so good.
That's awesome.
So I it was beautiful and I will never forget that moment. And also in that moment I felt a sense of camaraderie with the people that I
Mhm.
worked with because
Yeah.
it was a community of everybody from the department kind of sharing their talents. So I was
Yeah.
just honored to be able to
Yeah.
share the stage with them.
That's cool. It's also networking.
Also networking, yeah. Yes.
Maybe they'll have like another Broadway musical
I
to
know.
like
Yeah,
cast you in.
they'll do it. They apparently do it every year. So if I'm there again next year, I'm probably going to do it again and maybe sing an original. I didn't
Yeah.
sing an original song this time because I wanted to establish some common ground with them,
Yeah.
and I wanted to pick a song that they were familiar with, and then I also didn't want to play my song or
Mhm.
play instrument. I wanted to live in the music as much as
Yeah.
possible
Yeah.
because I know for me as a performer right now, I still get a little bit scared to play and sing at the same time
Mhm.
with my voice condition.
I see.
Yeah.
So what song, tell the listeners out there, what song did you
I
ultimately
sang
sing?
"When I Was Your Man" by Bruno Mars, and it was
Yeah.
yeah.
No wonder your coworkers were all like, "Can't make me fall in love with you."
No, they didn't. One of them goes like, "Michael, if you would have kept singing, I would have fallen in love with you."
Oh.
I was like, "Listen, DMs are open." No. So it was really beautiful, and
Yeah.
if I could have, I would have invited you and stuff. And it's not that I couldn't. It's
Yeah.
because uh, um, it's not that I wouldn't have done that. It's just like
Yeah.
it's only for employees,
No,
obviously.
of course, of course.
But
That's totally understandable.
but I think
Yeah.
what I want to tell people is that like everyone that has been part of my journey, you, my parents, my
Yeah.
friends and family, I took y'all with me on that stage
Oh.
because it was, all the work that I have done, but I carry all of the lessons
Yeah.
and things that I've gotten from you and stuff with me on that stage.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm proud of you for doing it. It
Thank you.
looks like from an outsider's point of view and from your friend's point of view, it's like
Mhm.
you did the thing.
I did the thing. I'm Angela Bassett. I did the thing. Mhm.
Yeah. You accomplished something that you've been dreaming of since you were a kid to perform in front of people,
Yep.
like on a
Yeah.
stage with spotlight directly on you.
Yeah.
And it's you.
Yeah. And
And
let me say one thing
yeah.
right here, this camera. I still I still got it. Such an egotistical but you know, I don't fucking care because I just like I needed to feel that for a long time because I've sort of just been validating my own feelings and my experiences myself. And so in the aspect of performing to again to hit that roar of an applause at the
Yeah.
end, being like, oh my God, like it feels so good. This is why we love being a performer because as kids we didn't get that love and support. So we get it when we're on stage.
I mean, you had love and support.
Well, arguably.
I had love and support
Good
too.
for you.
Different
I
different love and support.
yes, probably yes, I probably will I'll re-clarify. I did get love and support, probably not in the way that I wanted
Nah,
to
I
be loved.
see,
I
I
think
see,
that's
I
the
see.
difference, right? Because you as we work in our
Yeah.
lives on ourselves, we want to get the love that we deserve and then the love that we want. So
What's your love language?
oh great. I see what you're
What are
gonna
your love languages? The two top ones that
okay.
you
All right. Take note, everyone.
have.
Most recently, it is words of affirmation.
Oh,
Love being
okay.
validated. Tell
Well,
me that I'm amazing. Tell me that I'm loved and appreciated.
yeah, I could have guessed that one. I
And
could have
then
guessed that one.
secondly, and you're gonna share yours soon, right?
Yeah, of
Okay, good.
course.
This is a two-way street. It's not. And then the
All
other
the
one is
vulnerability, yeah.
acts of service. Like if
Hmm.
you go out of your way to like I don't like gifts. That's why it's
Yeah.
at the very bottom of my list. And y'all know this. Barnumals know this. Do not give me gifts. Well, you can, but it's going to be, I feel
Yes,
very like,
yes.
if you give me something, I'm like, oh my God, now I feel inclined to give you something back at that same.
Yeah.
It's one of my habits, bad habits. That's the words of affirmation, acts of service, and then like physical touch, and then everything else below that. But those are my top.
Ooh, okay.
Okay,
I
let's
have
go
to
you.
remember what the 5 love languages
There's
are.
acts of service,
Acts of service.
words of affirmation,
Yeah.
um, what are
Gifts.
gifts, physical touch.
What's
There's
the
a
fifth?
fifth. What's the fifth?
What's the fifth one?
Solomon, look it up on Google. Hold on. Acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time.
Quality
Oh, quality time is also
time.
one of my favorites.
Ah,
That's probably
okay.
my top three. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quality time.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, I know mine.
What is it?
Acts of service.
Oh,
That's like the ultimate. That's the top.
okay.
And surprisingly, gifts.
You love hi.
No,
No, this
not
is
in
mine.
that.
Sorry.
Not in like a physical gift giving type
Oh,
of way.
okay.
Kind of like kind of like Oh, see there
There
you
it
go.
is. Yes.
Hey, okay. So yeah,
Okay.
we did get it right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like not in the typical like here's something for you.
Don't throw that at me. Yes. Okay.
Here is something for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, no, it's in the way in which somebody gives a gift to me.
Mm,
So
okay.
like it has to be with thought. It has to be with like some sort of meaning.
Mm.
Like with my husband, he knows like it's just random things. He knows little things about me. So he
Mhm.
came home once with boba from Ding Tea, and
I love
I
Ding Tea.
did not expect it, but he knows I love boba. So
Oh, that's sweet.
and he got me my order, which is a matcha green tea. So
You
like
get boba, the golden boba.
not the golden boba, just a regular boba.
Oh, I love the golden boba. It's so good.
Okay.
Yes. Um.
But yeah, he
Yeah.
got me that like just randomly, and that it
You
just
didn't
made
ask
me.
for it.
I didn't ask for it.
Mhm.
It made me really happy because it was very thoughtful.
Yeah, I see. Okay,
It's
it's not
not
so
like
much the gift, but the
yeah,
sentiment of
yeah, the
yeah.
sentiment and the meaning behind the gift. Because like you can give me bao, and I'll be like,
I will not.
I don't. Fine. You can give me this freaking plant, and I'll be like, cool, thanks.
But if I said like, oh, I thought of you because I think it's you blooming into the life.
Why are you pointing
I
to
don't
your
know.
headshot?
No, not the headshot. Oh, we have to. Have we not? I bet no one's paying attention to this episode at all. We have to address the elephant in the
No,
room.
they haven't listened to this episode yet, so
What? Oh, that's right. Oh no, but well, they have because the episode before this we talk about the headshot.
we talk about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So now it's here.
So you can't say that nobody's paying attention to it.
Oh, that's
'cause
right.
it's right
No,
there.
I'm saying while they're watching right now, they're probably not paying attention to what we're saying because they're too focused on this.
That's a
It's a
distraction.
distraction. Oh my god. Ew. Okay.
Aw.
He didn't know any better. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Yeah.
You were talking about your inner child.
Yeah.
He's right
And there he is. You know what? Right here.
there.
Look at this. It's very.
I told you, I brought it.
Ew. Look. Oh, you can't see what's written on here. It says, "Hey,
'Cause you
what's
wrote
up,
it in,
Ronnie?"
like you wrote it in like what's it, the whiteboard markers. It won't come off because now it's burned on there. But like,
It's burned and ingrained.
there's a date in the back.
April 21, 2005.
That's how long we've been friends.
Since 2000, that's 2005. That's when you were in fourth grade. No, I don't know if that math is correct. Really?
2005.
I don't know. We'll
No, it's 2001.
Okay.
I think
Sorry.
2001.
Go back. You love boba, but you love
Yeah, it's
that.
it's the thought behind the gift. So
Okay, so
if you gave me this plant and no context, no meaning, I'll be like, thanks. Let me go put it next to my
okay. So your
window.
top. So it's acts of service.
Acts of service.
What's
is
the other one?
The other one is gifts.
Gifts. Okay.
And
Three.
Three, I don't know.
Quality
Like,
time.
Quality time. Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's the next one. Words of affirmation is like at the very bottom.
Oh, you don't
Physical
like that.
touch is also at the very bottom. I detest physical touch.
Yeah.
Not like entirely.
Yeah.
But like my husband's top love language is physical touch and words of affirmation.
Okay.
Those are my bottom two.
Got it. I forget what it was, and I'm like thinking out loud here, but somebody they made a great point. They're like, if you take your love languages and it's the polar opposite of that,
Yeah.
there's a correlation there. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like whatever it
Like
is,
polar opposites just attract.
something I forget. It's like what if you love acts of service, whatever
Yeah.
the opposite of that
Yeah.
is what you are in need of or something. I don't know. We'll have to look it up, but there is like a correlation there, and I thought about it, and it was very interesting to unpack.
It's okay. No physical touch.
She's like, no, 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 no,
No
no.
words of
My legs are
affirmation.
white as fuck. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, physical touch. Probably I'll move it to like 3. I'll probably move it up. Listen,
Way.
I enjoy a hug. Physical touch is probably went up from like 5, a little bit up,
Mhm.
just because everybody needs to be touched.
Not me. Don't give me a hug.
Oh, okay. No hugs for you.
I mean, like, I can give hugs too. Just
Does that make you like freak out?
no. It's just
Oh.
like nah.
Okay. Social distancing here. You must have loved that when the
Oh
pandemic
yeah,
came in. It was
it was amazing.
got it. Okay.
Yeah, I can be vulnerable speaking wise. Just don't
Yeah,
touch me.
that's fair. No, a hug goes a long way, especially if it's like good people.
Eh.
Okay, right. You don't like it anymore. Well, we'll stop talking about hugs.
It's
I'm
fine.
like
Okay.
Olaf. I like warm hugs. You
Good for you.
know? Okay. Then apparently there's a 6th love language. I don't know what that is, but it's like they've like updated. And there's
Yeah.
a 6th one. I don't know.
Oh,
But
okay. Well, Gary Chapman can write another book. It's
Gary
fine.
Chapman, is
Yeah,
that the
that's the
person?
author.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting. I'm reading The Way Forward by Young Pueblo.
yeah. Okay. How's that?
Fantastic. I first got into his books. He writes under a pseudonym, Young
Oh,
Pueblo.
okay.
For my Filipino friends, I read it as Young Pueblo. But Young Pueblo. But the first one I read was because I was at the bookstore with my best friend Merge. Hi, Merge. And we were at the mall, Cerritos Mall, and found the book there. And it was Clarity and Connection. And I read the first, I like
Oh,
opened a random page and I was like, holy
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of poetry, but a very like self-affirming, beautiful. The Way Forward, I tell everyone to read it, and even I feel like I should get a commission every time I convince somebody to read those books because they're fantastic. Yeah,
That's
The
awesome.
Way Forward.
I'll pick it up.
You should. We should do a book
Yeah.
club.
Book club.
Yeah,
Then
the Finding Your Voice
the
book
podcast
club.
will change.
No,
It'll be Finding Your Voice
we could
Book
like dedicate an
Club.
episode to like
Yeah,
breaking down like a book or something.
I guess. I guess we should. We could like elevating.
Do you like
people's
reading?
Voices. Do I like reading? Yes, of course. I don't do
Or
it very often.
Do you like audiobooks better?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I like a physical book. It's just I haven't had any time. Been so
Oh, it's
busy.
true.
Yeah.
I probably have read maybe like 4 or 5 books in like the last 10 years. Not very many.
Okay, never mind. I read more books in the
Yeah,
last 10
I'm sure you
years.
have. I'm not the most avid reader. Audiobooks probably like more of my style because
see.
I like listening to long form content. So that's kind of my wheelhouse.
Would you ever use your voice for like
Audiobooks? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the truth of the matter is those jobs don't really pay that much. I mean, if you think about it, you
Yeah.
could be recording over 10,000 hours of audio and then getting paid, just a couple grand. That's actually not like
Mm.
that's not right. You should be getting paid a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
Why don't
So.
you do the audiobook for Young Pueblo?
Listen, I mean, no
Hey.
shade to him. I love
Would you
him
do
so
it,
much.
Like if
But
for
but
love?
no, so the author himself does the recording,
Yeah.
and I love him so much, but it's not as like intriguing sounding the way he reads it. This is no shade to him. I love him. Please don't drag me. But I
Maybe
feel
you
like
should
I
do
could
a
do it better.
version
Yeah.
on this podcast.
Yes. Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Should do like audiobook ASMR,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, I wish I had the book now because I could read a passage from it. But check it out. It's called The Way Forward. That's what I'm reading right now. He also has a book called Clarity and Connection, which is what I started with. And then Lighter is the second installment, but it's beautiful.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You just sold me
Books.
on the book.
Good. See? There you go. I'm such a
Could have also been a salesman.
And listen, there was a moment earlier this year where I was almost going to be one of those people that are at fucking Costco selling phones.
Yeah. Oh, serious?
Yeah, because I applied to a job on LinkedIn and they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we want to see you." And I made it to the very last interview,
Yeah.
but I could tell that they were such a sleazy company because you walk in and their orientation was all about numbers. Okay, all right, group number 1, how much we sold
Oh.
last night? And they're like, "Oh, we got 34 over here, boss. Over here, 74 here. I got 34 turnovers." Like, I was like, "What the fuck? Where are we playing sports? This is insane." It was very like Moneyball, like Wall Street.
Oh, God.
And this is why I didn't take that job. Literally, I remember I was being there. They're never going to see this, but I was standing next to the guy who was supposed to be like the person that I was be working under. And he goes,
Yeah.
look at my paychecks. And he was like flashing, he's like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. And I was like tempted. I was like, damn, you're making that much money. But I'm like, you're working like 12-hour days inside of a fucking Costco and Target trying to be like, hey, hi, come on down, let me talk to you. You're just doing that all day long. Great, that's good for people. There's no shade to doing that, but I'm like, that is not. I am much better off like at my job now, where I'm getting not paid anywhere close to what they make per commission, but it's much more fulfilling than like stopping people
Of course,
to
of
buy
course.
phones.
I mean, I've done sales jobs. Like, I
Yeah.
was a sales photographer at
Yes.
San Diego Zoo,
Mhm.
and that was all about numbers. That was all about numbers. How many packages of like photos you
Yeah.
sold in the day?
Oh God.
Yeah,
It's like a
you were.
commission-based thing?
It wasn't commission based. It was
But
hourly.
your performance is based on
Your
those numbers?
performance is based on those
Ugh,
numbers,
I hate that.
and so like at one point, it sucked the joy out of being
Yeah.
a photographer at the zoo and
Mhm.
taking photos, candid photos of people
Yeah.
enjoying and interacting
Mhm.
with like the animals. And yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't meet the numbers because like I didn't want to intrude in people's experiences
Mm,
just to sell them a package.
exactly.
You know?
Yeah,
Like
and some people do. Some people can. They love, meeting
yeah.
those quotas and numbers. And this is why
Yeah, yeah.
there's no shade to those jobs. It's just not for me.
Yeah, same. Like I believe in like the quality and the
Yes.
connection between people versus
Yes.
like here
As a
salesy.
at
Here are my
my
numbers.
Yeah,
Like
as a now tour guide, y'all are learning. Some of you may not know. I'm a tour guide in LA at a movie studio. And that is cool because I get tips,
yeah.
but there are moments where I don't get tips. It's just like being on the streets playing music. And like if you are so focused on trying to get those tips, you're not gonna get them.
No.
So I feel like I'm in the business of just making people happy
Yeah.
and just showing them what a movie lot looks like. And when I get tips, it's like the most gratifying thing because it's great. But like the takeaway for me isn't the money
Yeah.
from those tips. It's more so about the experiences and the way that I'm affecting and impacting people through
Yeah.
my own
Yeah.
storytelling, if you will.
You've given them an enjoyable experience
Yes.
more than what they've paid for.
Yes.
So they're thanking you for taking them on
Yes.
the
Which I'm
adventure.
formally inviting you. I think we kind of
Yeah.
in our group chat. Let's see if y'all want to come and take my tour.
When all of us are free.
Yeah, when we're all free.
When we're all free,
I
we
mean,
can go.
I'm gonna be busy all summer. They're gonna have me working
Yeah.
like a dog
No,
throughout the
I'm
summer,
sure
and it gets fucking hot.
because all the tourists and the transplants are
Yeah.
gonna be
Oh,
like,
it's gonna be super hot.
yeah, yeah.
Like 100+ degrees up in the valley. It's gonna be insane.
It's
So
okay. It's gonna be fun.
yeah, I'll be sweating.
Yeah.
Hot girl summer,
Yeah. As I'm sitting in a sweater.
I'm sitting in a sweater too. I wanted to dress it up a little bit because I'm like, you know what? We launched our podcast, episode 4. I feel. What are you laughing at?
I'm sorry. It looks like a pajama shirt.
This looks like a pajama shirt.
Yes, it does.
Fuck you. I'm
Okay.
done. Listen. Sorry, I do love you. No, this is a velvet. By the way, hold on. Shout out to Forever 21, which they're gone, but like this was like on retail for like 40-ish bucks. Got it for $12. It was on clearance.
Ooh.
And I wore it. It's meaningful to me
Hey,
because
if it's comfortable and you like it, that's great.
I wore it to like my first like big hotel cafe show.
Oh,
Yeah, years ago when I performed with a band, and it's like my like
yeah.
dressing up
It's
sweater.
like your.
But of course, you don't appreciate it. It's fine. What are you wearing, darling? What is that?
It's an anime
Oh,
because I work in that
oh,
industry.
yeah. Now you want to tell them? Yeah, you do. You work in animation.
I do work in animation,
That's cool.
specifically Japanese animation. But yeah, I'm promoting.
And you're enjoying?
Oh,
your
I
time
love my
there?
job.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I love my
Okay.
job.
That's
So
good.
I work in theatrical marketing, meaning I produce, not me producing, but my company produces and releases theatrical
Yeah, I saw some of the cool events that you were
films.
sharing of y'all like on the red carpet. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
We got to talk
So,
about maybe our jobs as vaguely as possible, but just talking about how
yes.
that is creatively fulfilling when
Yeah,
we
for
do those
sure,
things.
for
Yeah.
sure. Like we're releasing a movie every single month, and now that like we have a little bit more help on our team,
Like for the rest of the year, there's a
for
movie
the
every month. God bless.
Well, like in August, there's like 3 movies
oh
coming
my
out,
God.
so like our slate is super full,
Uh-huh.
and our lovely sales team has made such great relationships with the licensors in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
like the animation studios in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
that like we're getting more titles in.
That's good. You're
Yeah, so it's like
keeping
2 to
busy.
3 titles a month, and it's like our plates are full.
But I hope you're giving yourself the grace and time to rest in between as much as you
I
can.
try. I try.
Well, this is me reminding you
Yeah,
to do
I'm
so.
a workaholic, so
Well,
like,
I know that. Yeah, I mean, talk about 20-ish jobs. You're a job whore.
thanks.
This is great. I think I've said the most F-bombs. I've said the word bitch, fuck, and stuff. This is just because we're feeling more comfortable.
I think like because we're ragging on each other right
We
now.
are. I'm like, I'm still mad about the jacket. I love this jacket.
Okay,
Solomon,
it's a
do you like
nice
my jacket
jacket.
for the record?
It fits you. It suits you.
It's
see?
okay. I don't know.
That was a compliment. What?
Hey, thank you. No, if it was like, if someone was like, well, it fits you.
No, I meant suits you.
Thank you.
See, it's a
I
compliment.
am
You gave a compliment.
smooth like butter. No, okay, no. No, it's great. I think it's funny because I do definitely feel comfortable. And I remember
Yeah.
on the drive here, I was like, we're gonna shoot the shit because like
Yeah.
there's a lot of the pressure that we used to have from like starting this podcast has kind of been alleviated. I don't feel as pressure to be like, we have to get this right, whatever. We're just
Yeah,
having
yeah.
fun. And I think
Yeah.
that's resonating, as at least I feel it that way.
I feel like it's resonating too.
Yeah.
I feel like people are listening and they're
So
listening
I'm gonna
in.
go find some really disgusting photos of you.
Excuse me, you're the one who's like, we're gonna like show this photo.
I was going to. No, because I did text her. I was like,
you texted me. You're like, take a picture of that photo you have of me.
well,
I
okay,
didn't
first
do it,
of all,
so I brought it.
first of all, I texted you and I said, find the photo. I want to scan it and then superimpose it into the not. And then when I walk into set, look who I fucking see.
Well,
It's like,
you could have taken it down. It's a choice. You
That's
could have
true.
taken it down.
well,
You could have put bow.
I
up
just try to
there.
give people what they want.
You could have put bow up there. You could have taken that, went home with it, so I don't have it
This
anymore.
is like my probably first or second photo shoot, like as a big time kid actor or whatnot. So, I didn't book anything with that shot. that shot.
But you signed it for us.
Yeah, but I do love. I remember this photographer. She was fantastic. I loved
Yeah.
her. She was amazing.
You think she's still working?
I think so.
Probably.
She does more like editorial stuff.
Oh.
And I remember at one point when I was looking for a photographer, I was like, "Are you still doing that?" She was like, "Oh my God, Michael, I remember you."
Yeah.
But yeah, so well, we should have like a whole art museum of Michael's headshots. What do you think? Just like throughout the time.
Why
Like a
not?
timeline of
Why not?
headshots.
Yeah. Ronnie was saying earlier, she was like, it looks like you died because it's next to a plant. And I'm like, well, a part of me did. This is, I don't know, I was like 10, something like that. So I'm going to go find some embarrassing photos of you
Yeah.
and we'll put it over there. You'll
Talk about vulnerability.
talk about a rude awakening in this next episode. Episode 5.
You can't embarrass me.
Those are famous last words.
Oh.
Anything else before we wrap? I think we're,
Are we wrapping?
I don't know.
It's been like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
kind of like. I mean, it's okay if we
Yeah.
run.
We like
well, not
touched
really.
on vulnerability a bit.
Yes, we
Felt like-
touched on vulnerability. We learned that you
Yeah.
do not like to be touched.
No.
You love gifts, so I'll probably surprise you with
Please don't.
boba. You don't want boba. You don't want boba.
Well, you're telling me you're gonna gift it to me, so
You'll
thereby
never know
it's
when it's
not
gonna
that-
arrive. I don't know. Maybe it's like show up at your door and be like, "Hi,
I
boba."
guess. Okay.
Do
But then I
not
know
give
about
me
it.
gifts.
Then
Do
I
not
know
give me
about
gifts.
it.
I literally had a moment earlier this week where somebody sent me a package
Yeah.
and I was freaking out because
I
there
saw
was
that
no
story.
name
Yeah, yeah,
on the
yeah.
package. We found out who it was from. It was one of my supporters. Thank you.
Yeah.
They know who they are. But I was freaking out. I was like, who the heck would give me a gift and not tell me who it's from? Like, I was so terrified because I was like, okay, do I have a stalker? What's happening? So yeah, I do. It's not that I don't appreciate gifts. They're fine. It's just I feel indebted to the person that gives me the gift.
Oh.
And this is something I'm working on. So don't
Yeah.
friends at home be like, Michael, come on. I'm like, I know.
Come on. It's a gift. Accept
The
it.
gift that keeps on giving. And so is
Yeah.
this podcast. And we hope it gives you everything.
I mean, this episode was supposed to be about vulnerability, and I think like
We touched on that.
we touched on it.
Yeah.
I feel like we could have gone deeper. But
Well, then we have more episodes. to
That's
do that.
true.
Yeah.
we could do it next episode. Let's talk about therapy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Therapy. Great. Or something along the lines of that. Have you seen your therapist recently?
I have not, and I miss her so much.
Aw.
But like, yeah, she's going through some health issues, so
Oh,
I
see,
respect
that's
that.
good.
I
Well, they
respect
need
that.
to, take care of themselves as well because they're
Yeah,
people.
yeah. But I also think she retired because she was a little bit on the older
She
side.
can not communicate that with you?
Well, she communicated she was gonna be out on medical,
Oh,
so I
okay,
didn't
got it.
pry
Okay.
any further.
Okay,
But
got it.
she,
So
she
are
had closed
you
her services.
are you thinking about like looking for somebody else in the
I
meantime?
kind of want to, but
Does
then
it just kind of feel
again,
like you're like turning your back on them or like cheating on them when you
no.
look at
It's just
somebody
like
else?
there's a lot of time spent
Mm-hmm.
with your particular therapist,
Mm-hmm.
and they know everything from the beginning, like the shittiest parts from the
Mm-hmm.
beginning.
Mm-hmm.
That it's really hard to relay that again to another person
Mm,
because it's like you're delving back into those situations, those like deep dark feelings,
yeah.
and pulling it out of yourself
Yeah.
again to like educate the new
I know. You have to
therapist.
start all over. It
Yeah, and
essentially feels like that.
it's
Yeah.
to me, I don't feel like it's worth it.
Mm.
Um, but who knows? Who knows?
But I hope that like if you need a resource like that you
Yeah,
don't stop yourself from doing that. Don't let that be the reason not to do it
of
because it's
course.
important for you to
Oh,
express and
of course,
important for
of
you to
course.
do that work.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
not an excuse to stop the work. You still have to keep showing up for
Of
yourself.
course, of
So
course.
so show up to the arena of life. Get your ass handed to you day in and day out.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean, at this point, like, I feel like I could go back into therapy, but at the same time, I feel like I've worked on myself enough to the
mhm.
point where I'm very happy with how I am.
Good.
I'm very happy at the
That's
point
good.
in my life,
Hmm.
like career wise, relationship wise,
Hmm.
everything that I don't feel the need to have one at this time. Maybe later in
That's
life,
fair.
yeah.
That's fair.
But
Um,
for now, I'm okay.
I'll leave people with this if you allow me to. Read something about like you're not responsible for the traumas that are given to you,
Yeah.
but you're responsible to heal them.
Yes. Yes. 100%.
That's big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're responsible for healing yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And some people don't want to do that, or they're not willing to, and that's completely on them. You can't make them heal.
No. And you can't keep suggesting it to them either.
Oh, you can't.
Yeah.
No, you can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, you want to sign us off?
I have to.
I think you should. I'm electing you.
Fine. Okay. Oh, this camera. Hi. My name is Ronnie, and this is Michael. And thank you so much for listening to the 4th episode of our podcast, Finding Your Voice. See y'all.
Remember
Well, oh,
our
remember?
tag.
Oh, yeah.
Do you not remember our tag?
I don't. It's been 4.
This way, right here. And subscribe, like, comment, subscribe wherever you're listening to us on digital streaming platforms, as well as on the YouTube channels. Thank you very much. Remember that you have a voice worth sharing. Oh my God, Solomon, I need a new co-host. She's forgotten. Come back here. No, forget it. The rude awakening is coming to you. Right here,
Hey.
camera. Right here. Remember that you have a voice worth sharing and a story
Worth telling.
there you go. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye. You forgot.
I did forget. Sorry.